Okay guys, so it is nearly 7:45. Hi to everybody who's already logged in, and hopefully we'll get a few more people joining too. I'm Eliza. I'm sure most of you have met me before, but if you haven't, I hope you enjoy this evening's practice. I know it's a really strange time for everybody, and virtual yoga classes is a very strange thing for me to doing because I'm the most untechnical person in the world. So hopefully you can all hear me correctly, and you can all see me, and you all have enough space around you to do a nice grounding practice. It will be mainly floor based this evening. As I mentioned previously, it's going to be grounding tonight, as I'm sure most of you kind of need a little bit of grounding in this time of uncertainty. So I think we'll get going. So when you're ready, come to a kneeling position with your cushion or pillow underneath between the backs of your knees and the bottom of your heels. So you're coming down into a nice comfortable seat and get comfortable. So just place your hands onto your thighs. Give yourself a nice gentle shoulder roll up, back and down. Allow the chin to fall down towards your chest, the back of the neck nice and long. Close the eyes down. And just start to allow your body to come into a restful space. Again, we are in a time of very strange things happening in the world at the moment. So just letting your mind settle, your body settle, your breath settle. And notice how your body is feeling this evening. If it starts to get uncomfortable at any point, just come into sitting cross-legged on the floor. Maybe prop your bottom up with a cushion. And as we sit here in this restful space, come to notice your breath. Is it feeling a little tight? Is it feeling a little short? Or maybe a little shaky as you inhale? Whatever is true for you, take a really big breath into the pit of the belly. As you exhale, big open mouth sigh. Again, just releasing the shoulders, relaxing the neck. Closing the mouth, parting the teeth. Again, that steady flow of breath moving through the body. Allowing this openness through the channel in the centre of the body, all the way down into the middle belly. And as always, when we start our practice, we make a promise to ourselves to practice with openness and honesty. Again, in this time of flux, it may be that you're physically manifesting a sense of anxiety, your shoulders may be high, you may be tight around the hips, around the lower back. Again, be honest with your body and how it feels, and only do what's good for you. Again, it is a very grounding and relaxing practice, so no headstands, handstands this evening, guys. Sorry to disappoint. Anyway, so again, with the mouth closed, but the teeth parted, the jaw relaxed. Take a nice, and again, another deep breath into your belly. Big sigh out through the mouth. And then starting to move into a gentle cat-cow motion with your body. So still, if you can, with eyes closed, starting to slide the hands back towards your body on the inhale, arching your spine. As you exhale, sliding the hands forward over the knees, letting the elbows come out a little. Allow the head to fall and the back to round. Again, that nice, gentle, steady flow of breath as you inhale, opening chest, drawing shoulders back, squeezing elbows, arching spine. And as you exhale, again, rounding through the back, elongating the whole of that space along the spinal column. Again, don't worry if you're not with my breath, just moving gently through those inhales and exhales, nice and long and open. Again, finding a space between your shoulder blades and your upper back as you exhale, and finding that lift in the breastbone as you inhale, shoulders down, opening the throat. Again, that nice long exhale as you release. So 2 more, again, taking your own time about those movements. Finding that full extension of breath. Nice and long and open through the shoulder blades as you breathe out. Last one. Again, big long extension through the upper body. And then as you exhale again, nice long release through the back. So bringing your hands into prayer at heart, allowing the chin to fall, blinking eyelids open as you raise your gaze. Namaste. So hi to everybody that logged in a little bit later than my introduction. Nice to see you. My name's Eliza, if you don't know already, and something I forgot to say, of course, in a state of a tizzy in a live broadcast anyway, but I forgot to say, be really, really careful with your body. I know I've got a couple of pregnant ladies that have logged on. Again, it's really, really important that you're honest with how you're feeling this evening and don't overstretch. Again, I haven't got eyes on you tonight, so no adjustments. Social contact wouldn't let me anyway, but be really careful and don't overstretch. Okay, so if you're feeling uncomfortable sitting on the shins, you can always come down to sitting cross-legged, finding a nice, relaxing, comfortable space. And then take your right fingertips out to the side. As you inhale, start to lift up through your left arm. And then gently exhale, rolling in to your left sit bone. Allow the right shoulder to fall away from the ear, the elbow to bend. As you inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale to come over to the other side. So it's a gentle cartwheeling motion, but really be conscious to drop your shoulders. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale to soften all the way down. Again, you're really rolling into your hips, into your side body, lengthening and releasing. Again, don't worry if you're not quite with my breath, just using your own inhale to expand across the chest and your own exhale to release along the sides. A nice gentle swaying motion, keeping it nice and easy. Coming slowly into the body. Again, just noticing how that feels for your sides. Allowing your breath to expand across the ribcage as you inhale, to soften down into that lower side as you exhale. A couple more, again, just waking the body up nice and slowly. Gentle release. Last one. And then coming all the way back. Again, and reset, shoulder roll up, back and down. And then removing the pillow, blanket, whatever you've got underneath you, and coming onto all fours. So just giving yourself a gentle sway through the hips to release any last minute tension around the low spine. Excuse me, funny in my throat. And then taking your right toes towards the back edge of the mat. I need to move a little bit further forward. So nice and long in the back of that calf muscle. On the next inhale, lifting your chest. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone and push through the heels of the hands. So you've got a nice bit of weight coming into the back of the calf muscle. And opening through the back of the knee, nice and long through the whole of the back of the leg. Big breath in. Big sigh out. One more big breath in. And then gently release. Come all the way back into the center. Take your left elbow down onto the floor. So it's underneath your left shoulder. Again, perhaps if it's a little bit too far down, just place it onto a pillow so it's nice and comfortable, but make sure that your shoulder is definitely over your elbow. Take your right hand forward so you've got a full stable space through your upper body. Again, turning to face the front, looking beyond your mat, start to lift open through the collarbones, make them nice and long. And then from here, as you inhale, lift up through that right foot. Just taking a very slow, very gentle, steady roll around that ankle. Again, nice and long through the hip, but try not to lose that structure through your upper body, pushing down through elbow and hand, coming back the other way if you haven't already. Again, nice, long, even flow of breath. And then from here, on the next inhale, start to point those right toes and lift even further up through that right leg. Again, it doesn't matter how far up you're coming, but pushing down through the left elbow to lift through your chest. A gentle lower back stretch. As you exhale, hug the right knee high in towards heart center and lengthen through the back body. See if you can get your right elbow to fall out to the side to open up your shoulder line. And on your next inhale, start to open up. Again, looking forward, lifting the chest, pushing down through left elbow, opening the toes, and then exhale, rounding out through the back. Last one, nice big inhale. Lifting through the chest, and then as you exhale, take your right knee out to the side, bring it to 90 degrees with your foot, flex the foot, and draw it all the way up towards your right tricep if you can, squeezing out through the side, and then bring the foot down to the outer edge of that right hand. So from here we're going to do a little bit of a different stretch for the outer edge of your leg and your shoulder. Take your right hand all the way to, as far as you can, straighten out that right arm. So you're underneath the right leg. Walking your fingertips all the way back, stretching out through the side, and then when you're ready, start to move both hips back. So you're keeping your right big toe pushing down onto the floor, walking the right fingers back, and moving both hips back. So this might be enough of a stretch. I'm sure some of you are thinking, yeah, this is enough of a stretch. But some of you will also be thinking, I could probably go a little bit further. That's absolutely fine. Walk your hands a little bit further and take your left, so I've got my pillow in the way, left fingertips forward. So you've got a nice stretch through left and right side. Nice and long through that right hip. See if you can draw your right hip back even further through that socket while still keeping right big toe pointing down towards the floor. Again, long, open, even breaths here. Releasing shoulders, releasing hip. And then very slowly, left elbow down if it's not already. Right elbow comes to join it. Again, perhaps this is a little bit too far down, in which case stay on your elbows but come onto your pillow. So you're nice and comfy onto your pillow. From here, tuck your left toes and lift away through that left knee. So hopefully opening up through that left calf muscle. Nice and long through that back of that left kneecap. And then as you inhale, start to move the body gently backwards and forwards into our lizard pose. But still keep your right knee hugged in towards your right shoulder. So nice and slowly moving forward on an inhale, moving back on an exhale. Again, if it gets too much, you can bring yourself up onto your hands too, not on the pillow. But nice and long through the back of the left knee. And then gently release that left kneecap down. Again, removing that pillow and taking the right leg back. So a gentle sway through the hips. Again, releasing any last minute tension. And then reset for the other side. So hands nice and open underneath your shoulders. Take left foot back towards the back edge of the mat, toes tucked, opening through the back of the knee. Nice big inhale, lifting through the chest. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone and stretch all the way into the back of that left leg. Again, use your breath to open up those muscles in the back of the hamstring, the knee, the leg, the calf muscle, the, Achilles. Nice and long, breathing deeply. So one more big breath in. And then as you exhale, gently release. Take your right elbow down underneath your shoulder. Again, nice and comfortable. Bring your left hand forward. You've got a nice long, wide base between right elbow and left hand. And then point the left toes and lift up. Gently rotating around that ankle joint. Again, while you're rotating around the ankle joint, set up your upper body. Push down through elbow, lifting chest. Pulling shoulders back into their sockets so they're supporting your upper body, changing direction with the foot. Again, longer, deeper, expansive breaths. And then pointing left toes as you inhale, lifting a little bit higher, giving yourself that top hip and lower back stretch. And then as you exhale, round through your back. Pushing down through right elbow, hugging in through left knee. Again, if you can, letting left elbow fall out to open your shoulders. And on the next inhale, lifting all the way up, pushing down through right elbow, lifting chest, shoulders back. Exhale, rounding it out. Inhale last time, pushing into that right elbow, lifting chest, looking forward, shoulders back, and then taking left kneecap out to the side. Again, a gentle 45-degree angle, flexing through that left foot, and then drawing it all the way in, taking a nice slow journey. I'm sure most of you are not enjoying that slow journey, but see if you can hold everything in, and then heel toe that left foot beside the left hand. And a nice long even flow of breath here before we start to take that left hand back. So we're sliding left hand fingertips onto the floor, walking them as far back as you possibly can. And then from here again, if you want to take it further, you can start to slide the hips back, left big toe onto the floor. Again, the more you move back, obviously, the more we're stretching the outer edge of that left leg and the underside of that left thigh, back of the shoulders too. But if you're feeling nice and stable and you're enjoying the stretch, then you can walk your right fingertips forward to come nice and long through your shoulders. Again, the whole of the underside of that right armpit, the outer edge of your rib cage, breathing into that rib cage. Opening and expanding. The left hip now starts to pull all the way back into the back of the mat. So one more big breath in, and then as you exhale, very slowly, very gently, coming back into right angles with that left knee over the left ankle, and then coming down onto elbows. Again, your choice if you want to add the pillow and make it a little nicer on your body. Tucking right toes and lifting up through that right knee. Again, choice is to come up onto the hands as well if you are feeling like it's a little bit too deep of a stretch, but slowly moving forwards and backwards with your breath. Inhaling forwards, exhaling backwards. We're keeping really low today. Again, we're finding grounding through your body, softness, a stillness in your breath. Couple more here. And then gently release that right kneecap down. Left kneecap comes back. So bring your blanket slash pillow slash cushion underneath your knees. And we're going to come back down onto our elbows. But just to release what we've been doing, take your feet up off the floor. Again, nice and structured through your upper body, so trying not to sink into the elbows, and then just sway your knees one way, sway your knees the other way. Again, if the cushion is limiting you, maybe just come off the cushion. Nice and slow, nice and gentle, and then push yourself back to release into child's pose. So let your arms, palms come open. Allow the forehead to fall. Again, the cushion is coming in very handy. If you need something to prop you up rather than your hands, just bring the cushion underneath your head. And while you're resting in child's pose, just notice where your breath is moving through the body. Hopefully down the back of the spine, but see if we can get it into the back parts of your rib cage. Nice big expanding inhales, and as you've got your palms open, underside of your shoulders too. So turning your palms back towards the floor. And then very slowly starting to make your way up onto all fours. So one cat-cow to release, a nice big inhale to open your chest, and then an exhale to round it out through the spine. So take your hands forward by one big hand length, open up all 10 fingers, lift them off the mat, roll into your thumbs, your forefinger, your middle finger, ring finger, and then your little finger. Feel the whole of the hand onto the mat, grounded and anchored into the earth. Tucking your toes, be careful, taking the weight all the way up and back, but keep your knees really, really bent. So we're really pushing through the front of the mat, getting stretch for your shoulders, a softness for your upper back. Take the head to look underneath each arm. Again, we're not taking anything in the legs, it's all through your shoulders and up into your upper back. Find that nice and long space from wrists to hips. Big breath in. Big sigh out, drop the chest to the thighs. 2 more of those, big breath in. Big sigh out. Last one, big breath in. Big sigh out. And then very slowly start to come up onto the balls of your feet, lifting all the way up onto your toes if possible, taking the weight a little bit further over your wrists, and then rolling down through the balls of the feet into the heels, maybe even lifting your toes. Again, big breath into the back of the calf muscle. And on the inhale breath, take your right foot up and back. 3-legged dog, doesn't need to be too high. Toes are still pointing down towards the floor. As you exhale, bring the weight into the left heel. Strong through both arms. On the next inhale to come forward. And bring that right foot in between the hands. Again, don't worry if you need to hoik it. We like hoiking. Just make sure that your right knee is over your ankle and you're nice and relaxed through the toes. As you inhale, start to lift your chest. Into our runner's lunge, drop your hips slightly. Come up onto fingertips, open the collarbones, big breath in. Big sigh out. And then from here, stay onto fingertips as you inhale up through right arm. Both shoulders back into sockets. Exhale, fingertips only onto the floor. Inhale up through left arm. Again, shoulder blades down the back body. Exhale, fingertips only. Inhale up right arm. Exhale, fingertips. Inhale up left arm. Exhale, both full palms now onto the floor. Take the left foot in to meet the right. Inhale up halfway, fingertips on the floor or onto shins. Open up through the chest, hugging in and up through belly. As you exhale, bend the knees and fold. Big breath in. Big sigh out, let the weight of the shoulders fall heavy over the thighs. And a nice long breath in and out here. And then rolling up through your back body. So very slow, very gentle. One vertebra at a time, the knees are bent. Nice and open through the chest. And then we roll our shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, open up. I'm aware that you can't really see the tops of my hands, but they're just open. And then as you exhale, lean forward and come down. Soften the knees, allow the head to fall. Take your right foot back, bring your left foot back, plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists, big breath in, big sigh out. Push that space in the center of the shoulder blades up, big breath in, big sigh out. One more, big breath in. And as you exhale, drop your knees, untuck your toes, and send the whole of the body weight down. As you inhale, come into a low cobra, squeezing shoulder blades, keeping the lower rib cage on the floor, opening the gaze. As you exhale, come down. Inhale again, rolling shoulders, coming up into low cobra. Exhale. Last one. Again, taking it nice and easy on upper body. Exhale. Tucking your toes, sending your inhale breath all the way down the back as you sit your hips towards your heels. Nice big breath in underneath your shoulder blades. Open your fingertips as wide as they go. And as you exhale, come up into downward dog. Again, keep the weight away from the back of the legs, pushing through the heels to the hands, finding an open back body first. Again, nice long even breaths into the belly, stretching through heels of the hands to hips. And then as you next inhale, lift up high onto the toes. As you exhale, roll down through the balls of the feet into the heels again, maybe even lifting your toes. Your heels don't have to be on the floor for that to happen. And then on the next inhale, left foot comes up and back. Again, as you stretch out, on the exhale, drop your right heel. See if you can find length to the back of that right leg. And on the inhale breath, hug the left knee high and heel toe in between the hands. Again, we're going to change the shape of the body, so coming up onto the fingertips, lifting the chest into 45-degree angle between crown of the head and your right heel. So runner's lunge, shoulders back, nice and open across the collarbones. No tension in those left toes. Again, knee is over the ankle. Next inhale, left arm comes up. Again, both shoulders come down the back. Exhale, fingertips come down. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, fingertips. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, fingertips. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, full palm. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Allow the head to fall. Again, inhale up halfway. To reset, open the chest. Exhale to bend the knees and fold. Allow the head, these heavy shoulders are softening down towards the floor. Maybe a gentle bounce, maybe not. Again, we're going to take it nice and easy. Roll up through the back. Bend the knees, drop the tailbone. Take your time with heavy arms, heavy shoulders. Long through the back of the neck. Shoulder roll. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up. And then exhale, reaching and extending forward. Bend the knees, allow the head to fall. Inhale, left foot back. And the next inhale, right foot back. Exhale, push away through the heels, push forward through the crown of the head. Big breath in. As you exhale, big sigh. Push the floor away and lift the space between the shoulder blades. Big breath in. Big sigh. One more big breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes, and send the body weight forward and down. So coming into that low cobra, but if you want to this time, you can take your hands off too. As you exhale to come down. Again, if that feels too intense on the lower back, no worries, just keep the hands in support. Roll your shoulders, inhale up, exhale down. Again, it's more important that we get that openness across the lower back, across the chest. Exhale to come down. Tucking toes, inhale to sit the weight back. Again, as you exhale, stretch and open through the spine. Nice big breath underneath your shoulder blades with full extension of the arms. And then as you exhale, back into our downward dog. Again, if you're feeling like downward dog is a bit of a task at the moment, then that's all good. Just come down onto your knees and find length through your back. Again, sitting back through your hips, but keeping them up and high. So nice big breaths in and out. Again, wherever we are, doesn't matter. All doing the same stretches for our body. A nice big breath in. Huge sigh out through the mouth. And then from here, we're going to step that right foot forward. So right foot in between the hands. Again, if you come down onto the knees, just come back up off that knee if it's available to you. And then from here, as you inhale, right arm comes up. Again, you can come down onto left palm or onto our trusty pillow, but make sure it's nice and stable. Right hand into the small of the back to roll your right shoulder up, back and down. Again, if you can, pull your left shoulder back into its socket so you can find full lift through the right side of the chest. Keep that right big toe firmly planted into the floor so you can push back through that right hip and find full extension to the outer edge of your right thigh. Big breath in. Keep opening up through the chest. Big sigh out. And then drop that left knee. As you come back into the centre, untuck those left toes. Again, if you need a blanket or another support under that left knee, that's all fine. From here, we're going to place both hands on your right thigh and lift up nice and slowly to come into right angles with your legs. So right knee is over the right ankle, left knee is under that left hip. Pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone down and feel really strong through that central line. Crown of the head is lifted, tailbone is dropping. You're finding full extension through your back. And then from here, we're going to take the arms, rolling the shoulders out to the side of the body, squeezing those shoulder blades opening through the chest. As you exhale, you're going to take those arms out wide and start to straighten your right leg. Allow the gaze to come down towards your right toes. So as you inhale, open the chest and lift. And then as you exhale again, rounding through the back, extending and opening through the back of the body. It's tough on that left thigh, that's all good. It's not just you that's feeling that. Inhale to open up, shoulders come down. Again, maybe you want to push a little bit further through the hips, but no sinking into the lower back. Exhale to come down. So a couple more nice big inhales to open the chest. Lift and extend the upper body, find length to your belly. And then exhale to push the hips back and round through your shoulders. Two more, nice big extension as you reach up. And then exhale, rounding it out. So last one, inhale to lift. And then exhale to release. So, bringing your hands down beside that front foot. If you're finding it hard to get your fingertips down, grab a trusty pillow, bring it underneath your left hand and bring your right hand onto your right thigh. You're going to start to come into half Hanuman. So take your right toes up. You probably need to lift your right heel and move it forward slightly, that's okay. And again, if you've got one hand on your thigh, no pressure is in that hand, it's just there for stability. It's for balance, not there for stability. So as you inhale, lift your chest. Again, you can do it without the pillow, just fingertips down. And as you exhale, reach forward through the heart, reach back through your tailbone. So long, open, even breath. It's different to that stretch we were doing on the outer edge earlier. It's underneath the back of your hamstring. And the more, again, you can push that right hip back, the more we can get into the underside of that leg. If you want to add a little bit of additional stretch, I'm sure some of you will be shouting at me saying, no, we don't need any more. If you want to, you can bring the flat of your right hand underneath your right ball of the foot. Get a nice long, open, even breath here. So one more big breath in and out before we flatten that right foot. And then we're going to come up into the centre. Again, you can bring both hands onto that right knee if you want to. And if it's getting a little bit tough on that left knee, again, trusty pillow comes underneath. So both arms are coming up. Again, hugging belly in, dropping tailbone down. Find full lift to your body. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand onto the inside of your right thigh. You're going to open your left arm behind you. So as you come round, your right knee wants to come with you. If you can gently guide it out with your right hand, so that we can find full open stretch to the inside, that adductor muscle on the inside of your right thigh. Left shoulder is coming down your back. Maybe you want to even open your palm to the ceiling. If this is feeling comfortable, you can start to take it forward into the hips. Left hand can come into the crook of the left knee, and you can open up even further onto the inside of that right thigh. Again, try not to fall into those positions. Everything is still supported through that centre line of the body. And then on the next inhale, draw the hips into the center line. Left arm comes all the way up beside the ear and comes all the way down. Right hand comes to join, tuck left toes, bring right foot back. A gentle sway in the hips. Again, at any point you can come down onto those knees and find full length in our kneeling downward dog. But for now, coming into stillness here. Again, big, open, even breath. Lengthening through upper back. And then on the next inhale, taking left foot in between the hands. Again, don't worry if you want to need to hoik it forward, but make sure it's definitely underneath that kneecap. And then from here, I'm going to drop into that right knee. Again, untucking those toes. So rolling shoulders up, back and down, lifting through the chest. Again, nice big breath in, big sigh out. And then we're going to lift up onto that right set of toes again, if you haven't already. And then right hand comes down underneath your right shoulder. Again, as you inhale, squeeze your thighs, left arm comes all the way up. And then take that hand behind the back, rolling into that left shoulder. Again, see if you can hug the left knee all the way into that center line. Left big toe is still onto the floor, opening up through the inside of that left thigh. One more big breath in, big sigh out. And then as you inhale, sweep left arm all the way up, over and down. Again, bring that right kneecap down. Maybe we slide ourselves back slightly so that we can bring both hands up onto that left thigh. Again, starting off with right angles through your legs. First of all, making sure that the toes are nice and relaxed through that left thigh. And then we're going to start to roll the shoulders up, back and down, squeezing the shoulder blades, opening the chest. As you exhale, round through the back and reach forward. Pull the hips back to straighten your left leg. Inhale to start to lift the chest. Again, shoulders down, opening up. Exhale to round it out. Again, that nice big inhale to open up and broaden across the collarbones, maybe even leaning a little into that hip, but finding lift. Exhale to round it out. Again, nice and long and open through the chest. And then exhale, rounding it out. So one more big breath in here, again, nice and tall through upper body. And then exhale to round it out and lengthen. Again, you're going to bring the fingertips down beside that front leg. Lift the toes, probably bringing the heel forward. And if it's uncomfortable, more than usual, bring your pillow underneath your right hand and your left hand onto your left thigh. Again, wherever we are, lifting chest, shoulders come back. Your bottom is reaching towards the back edge of your room rather than down towards the mat. Again, see if you can pull that left hip a little further round towards the back. Maybe you want to add the left flat of the hand to pull open through the flex of that left foot. Again, use your breath. Try not to lead with the chin, keep the back of the neck nice and long. So one more big breath in. And again, as you exhale, bring the left foot down. Heel toeing it back slightly so you've got full support of that side. And then from here, as you inhale, drawing the centre of the body up and lifting and lengthening. Again, hugging in through the belly, dropping down through the tailbone, lifting up through that right thigh. Left hand onto the inside of the left thigh. Rolling your right shoulder up, back and down, a gentle push into the inside of that left knee. Rolling the right palm open. comfortable, you can take the right hand to the back of the knee, sliding forward through the hips. Again, a gentle push into the inside of that left thigh, rolling your shoulders open to find extension across your chest. And trying to avoid falling into that lower back. Keep nice and lifted through your body. And then next inhale, squeezing everything in through that center line, reaching right arm up and over. Again, left hand comes down. This time, left knee comes back. And again, gentle sway through those hips before we take a well-deserved child's pose. So knees open, and then gently bringing the elbows down. Bring the forehead down, and if it will go down on the floor, then you can take your arms behind you and just let the shoulders fall. Again, sometimes this feels a little harsh on the back of the neck, and if you're feeling that, just take your head to one side for a couple of breaths, still with eyes closed. And then gently slide your head to the other side. Again, don't worry if the middle is fine. Just letting those shoulder tops fall and release, creating space in the back of your neck. Again, once we're in child's pose, we're considering our breath, just letting the body relax and sending that breath all the way through the back, opening into the back of the lungs, into the back of the heart space. And then very slowly, as always, rolling up, heavy head, heavy shoulders, finding that lift before we roll the shoulders up, back and down. So if you haven't already, go and get a tea towel or a sock or something of that nature, so that we can extend our hand grip before we come into the next bit. If you're ready, all is good. Take your bottom over to the left, and we're going to start to swing our right leg over the top of our left. So we're coming into Gomukhasana. What we want is kneecap on top of kneecap, if we can. Little toe side of the feet onto the floor, if you can. If it's feeling like your knee is in your ear and your right bum cheek is off the floor, trusty pillow. See if we can tuck that under the left bum cheek to even everything out. We want a straight lower back is the point. If that still doesn't work, don't worry. We straighten out the left leg. But again, still kneecap is on top of kneecap. So, sitting comfortably, I'm sure you all are. Taking your lovely tea towel, I want everybody to extend their grip today, because I want you to really hold on to what you're doing. So if you can usually hold hands, see if you can try it with a towel today and see if you can really get to grips with your shoulders. So again, in these funny old times, shoulders start to creep up, the neck starts to get a little bit crumpled, so we're going to open out those spaces today. So take your, I would do it mirror image, but it's too much to think about this evening. So take your right hand and lift it up and over your back. So you've got your tea towel in your right hand and it's over the back of your right shoulder. You want your elbow to be as tight in towards the back of the head as possible, so try not to have it to the side. Keep it nice and lifted all the way up so you're getting that tricep stretch. And then take the left hand behind the back and grab hold of your tea towel. So I'm just going to turn around and show you what that should look like. There. So really gripping onto that tea towel, but finding full extension to your right elbow, keeping it lifted up towards the ceiling. So when you're ready, pushing the back of the head into the forearm to lengthen even further through that right tricep. And then as you exhale, flex your feet. So again, if you've got your left leg long, doesn't matter, as long as those feet are flexed and kneecaps are over kneecaps. On the next inhale, see if you can lift the crown of your head even further, pulling yourself all the way up. And then without losing that right elbow, as you exhale, you're going to bring your heart center forward. It's not a downward motion, it's a forward motion. And again, I'm sure all of you are getting what you're meant to be stretching. So nice and open through the chest. When you're ready, I suggest closing the eyes. So really nice long breaths. Moving through the center of your body, and be honest, has your head come down towards your knees? In which case, come back into the center, and we're just moving your heart forward. Your body comes down a little bit, but it's still lifted. Okay, nice, slow, long breaths here. Finding that even inhale to match the length of your exhale. And then on the next inhale, come back into the center, blink the eyelids open, let your tea towel go, let the arms come out to the side. Let the feet relax, roll your shoulders up, back and down. As you inhale, sweep your arms up, clasp your hands, take your palms up and drop your head. Big breath in, big sigh out, push the air away and raise the gaze back into the middle. Again, a nice gentle roll of your shoulders. Just untangle your legs for a moment, get them to wiggle out through your knees. And then we're going to come onto the other side. So this time your left foot, your right foot is going to come underneath and your left foot is on top. Again, don't worry if your right leg needs to be straight or you need to prop yourself up with our trusty cushion, that is all fine. But wherever you are, make sure that both sit bones are level with each other and your spine is long at the back. And then tea towel in your left hand. Flap it over your left shoulder, elbow is tight, hair bobble allowing, elbow is tight into the centre, and then take your right hand behind to grab hold of the other side of that tea towel. Again, on the inhale breath, push the back of the head into that forearm to find lift, all the way underneath that left shoulder. And then as you exhale, nice big soft sigh. Inhale to flex your feet. Again, nice big sigh out. Next inhale, find length all the way through your spine. It's not lifting your chin, it's lifting the middle of your head. I've lost my tea towel now. And then from here, as you exhale, heart center is coming forward. Again, if you start dropping, then that stretch goes all the way away from that hip. So I want you to keep it in that hip as you reach forward through your heart. It may be ½ an inch, that's absolutely fine. Again, close your eyes when you're feeling comfortable. That long, steady, even flow of breath. And then on that next inhale, lifting yourself back up. As you exhale, just let the tea towel go, let the feet go, Inhale to reach up. Take your hands into clasp, push the palms up towards the ceiling, drop your head. Big breath in. As you exhale, push the air away and raise your gaze. Shoulder roll up, back and down. Again, let your legs come out nice and long, give them a little wiggle. And then gently, we're going to come into one final forward bend. So bring your feet to about hip width apart and let your toes come back towards your body. Again, we're going to use our lovely tea towel / long sock / whatever you've got, as long as it's long enough. If it's not long enough, don't worry about it. You can just bring your hands down either side of your legs or onto your legs. And we're going to wrap the tea towel around the feet. Again, maybe if they need to come in a little bit to make that happen, that is all good. Turning your inner elbows to face towards the ceiling. Feel what that does to your shoulders. Hopefully it will pull them down and slightly together. As you inhale, lift your chest. Again, as you exhale, your heart is moving towards your toes, and your toes are moving towards your heart. Your elbows are bending back towards your body, and your shoulders are moving back into their sockets. Again, when you're ready, drop your head in line with your spine and close your eyes. And breathe into that nice open forward bend. Again, we're trying to get the belly onto the thighs rather than the head onto the knees. So remain with that nice long back. So one more big breath in, big sigh out. Let everything go, let the toes go, let the head go. And then very slowly again, you're rounding up through your back. And a nice big reset, shoulder roll up, back and down. Bring your bottom to halfway through, reach your arms forward. No boat pose tonight, guys. Tuck your tailbone under, but do take your time to get there. So you are engaging your belly, you are dropping it down. Just wait for a moment while you're here. And then keep tucking your tailbone and very slowly roll yourself down onto the mat. Take your arms over your head. As you exhale, drop your knees to the right, look to the left. As you inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, knees to the left, look to the right. And then inhale back into center. As you exhale, allow your arms to come down beside you. Shoulder roll up, back and down. Again, trusty pillow. Place it underneath your knee line. And just let your knees elevate a little bit. Let your toes fall open. Grab a blanket or a hoodie or something if you need it. Again, roll your shoulders up, back and down. As you close your eyes, maybe tuck the chin a little in towards your chest. Just coming into Shavasana for a moment. Again, steadying your body, feeling grounded here. Letting those toes fall open, heels soft, legs melting away into the floor. Hips relaxed. No tension through your low back. A heaviness to your shoulders, a lightness to your breath. No tension around the face, the neck is long, the head is heavy. Going to rest your awareness onto your third eye. Letting everything else fall away into the earth. And starting to deepen your breath as you wriggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe licking the lips, maybe swallowing, maybe gently rocking the head from left to right. Still keeping the eyes closed for a moment. And then when you're ready, inhaling to reach the arms over the head, stretch out to the toes. Big breath in, huge sigh out. And again, if you can, still with eyes closed, making your way to the right hand side. Taking a moment here, coming slowly back into the body. And then when you're ready, again still if you can with eyes closed, coming back into a comfortable cross-legged seat or sitting on the shins if that's more comfortable for you. Rested with the palms face down onto those knees. Allowing that breath to come deeper back into the belly. Again, we take a moment to acknowledge our practice this evening, to give thanks for all that we are, for all that we have, to feel grounded in this time of uncertainty, to feel balanced and stable, to cultivate that space that we create through our practice, allow it to be flooded with breath, with energy, with light, and to come back to this sense of peace and calm whenever we can. Bringing the palms together, rubbing them to warm them. And then place them as cups over the eyes. A gentle massage through the sockets before we flutter eyelids open and bring the hands down into prayer. Namaste, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for joining me this evening, and I really hope it was exactly what you needed. A small bit of selling. There is a little link to a donation. If you have anything small to give, that's great. If you don't, that is also absolutely fine. But it's certainly not full class fees or anything like that. I know that it's hitting everybody completely differently. So again, if you're all paid up and you're working at home, marvellous. And if you're self-employed, do not even think about it. And if you know any NHS workers, please send them this video, because they are doing so much for the country at the moment, and I would love to give them a little bit of free grounding too. Anyway, hopefully I will see you again soon, and if you like it, then please comment and please share to others, because hopefully when the wheels have churned, when the things have been processed, it will be available via my YouTube channel, Yoga Me Happy One, too. Also, if you are local to Leytonstone, Leighton, Walthamstow, and you're looking for a last minute Mother's Day gift, I am still making my lavender eye bags in their special little gauze bags, which all proceeds go to my little boy's physio. So if you're looking for a last minute gift, I will do a little run on Sunday to drop off eye bags, obviously at the end of your path, and it will all be created in a nice sterile environment. Anyway, stay happy, stay healthy, and I love every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.